You know, sometimes the hunt, it just, it develops a theme. Well, welcome to Finding America and happy Thanksgiving. It's really great to see you here. Now, this week's episode finds us at a brand new permission. And you may recall in the last episode about a man who stopped by and gave us permission to hunt his property just down the river. Well, as it turned out, he had another property that we could hunt. Now, the funny thing is, I had been doing some research some time ago about a one-room schoolhouse located in an area called Dutch Bottoms. Now, it was on my list of places to get permission to. And as it turned out, this man owned the property that this schoolhouse once sat on. And he gave us full permission to hunt there as well. So we headed out there this past Saturday. Well, once we got there, we got the lay of the land. It's a beautiful piece of property. It's 30 acres. Now, not only does it have the school site on the property, but it also has the site of a turn-of-the-century home that is long gone. Now, there's also a beautiful wooded area high above his place. Now, before we started on the school site, Chris and I just had to go up and check out those woods. Well, we are on our new permission here, and we have acres and acres of woods. That's not why we came here.
No.
We also have a one-room schoolhouse site. We have an old cabin site. And an old ball field that the kids from the school played on, but we just can't resist woods, so we're way high up.
Especially in this temperature.
Yeah, it's beautiful out. And Chris got the first good sign. We found a couple of shotgun shells. Not a whole lot of signals up here, but now we got something pretty cool.
That was a 15 solid.
Yeah.
Looks like an old, whoop, man, there goes one piece of it, but
yeah.
a hair
clip,
yeah,
hair
hair
barrette.
clip. Clean it up, there might be some design on it or something.
Yeah, that's definitely old.
Pretty neat.
Very cool find. Well, we're going to keep on plugging it on and see what else we find here. It's beautiful up here. Well, I got something interesting in this hole. It's giving me a 2021, and I've got an old key. And it looked like it broke off on the end, but it's definitely got some age to it. Very cool. I'll get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. Well, there you have it. It's an old Curtis key. That's definitely an older one. I'll probably put it back maybe 30s, 40s. So, nice little find. Well, we didn't find too much in those woods, so Chris and I decided to head down to the site of the old school. Now, this school was in business from the late 1800s until 1949. And not only did we have the school site, but across the road was a huge field that the owner had told us that the school kids used to go and play ball in. I tell you, we couldn't wait to get started, and right away, I noticed a bit of a trend developing. Well, Chris and I came out of the hills, and we're down here. Now, this is the site of a one-room schoolhouse. At least 1900 to 1949. Could have been earlier, and I think it might be because my very first signal, I pulled a big old rusty nail. Gave me a 13, but it gave me another target in the hole. And I want you to see this one. This is beautiful. I haven't cleaned it up too much, but look at that. That is a beautiful coat button. There was a two-piece missing the back. But I want to say that's probably going to be in the 1800s. That is an absolutely beautiful button. I'm going to leave it like this and clean it up when I get home. And I'm going to keep on going. And I'm hunting right next to this tree. And this tree, about 150, 200 years old. And it sat on the side of where the schoolhouse was. So we're hoping for good things here. Well, no sooner did I cover that last hole, I moved over just a little bit, got in a nice little 12 signal, and check it out. If you can see that, the lighting's a bit off. There you go. Some type of old utensil in the ground here. I'm going to try to dig this out and pull it out so you can see it. Let's see. open it up a little bit. There we go, that should get it. Oh yeah, nice little spoon. Look at that. Very cool. Oh, it's got a nice pattern on it too. Another early piece. Let's see if I can get over here out of the sun and give you a look at this. There we go. That's pretty cool. So that's probably going to be early 1900s. Might have a back mark. I'm going to find out. But hey, that's two good finds right in a row. That's awesome. Well, it turns out there was another signal in that hole that had the spoon, and it was giving me a 13, and that's another button. And I know this button, and if you've watched my videos, you'll remember a video called Down the Rabbit Hole, where I found about 20 of these. But it is an early 1930s Jackrabbit denim overalls button. That is awesome. So there's one more for the collection. Well, Chris said he found something.
Part of a cap gun.
It looks familiar.
It's not as nice as those ones we got the other day. But there's the trigger.
Yeah.
And it's got a little horse or pony on there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, we've definitely been scoring the cap guns and everything the past couple hunts. Well, it's kind of crazy. Got a 14 dug down, and what do you know? Yep, another Jackrabbit button. Really nice shape, but boy, I tell you, these buttons definitely like me. I find them quite often now. Well, this one was giving me a 17, about 5 inches down, and I got a little sew-on button. But you know what? This is exactly like the one I found a few months ago. Sort of a flowery petal design around the edges there. That's pretty cool. Well, while we were on the school site, the owner came down and said, "Hey, I forgot to tell you something." He said that he'd found an old stone-lined well in the middle of the woods on the back line of his property the other day. Well, I was very excited about this news, and I told Chris about it, and we both decided we're going to put the school site on the back burner. So we crossed the road into the field and made our way towards the well, which was about a quarter mile away. But along the way, we made some really interesting finds. I was just coming up to the side of the road here, and I looked down and I see a bottle down here. Now, I kind of took a peek, and I think it's a pretty good one. I'm going to pull it out. Oh, check it out. Old Dr. Pepper. Just sitting there half exposed. That is awesome. It'd be 60s or so, but that's pretty nice. Well, pretty funny. I checked the date on the bottom of that Dr. Pepper bottle, and it was 1979. And I thought, man, that is pretty cool, because that's actually the year that I started metal detecting. It's kind of weird how things turn out. Now, this area of Dutch Bottoms goes back way, way back. And I think I may have evidence of it now. I called Chris over. I said, "Oh my gosh, I just can't believe it, but I got a dandy button."
That is a nice one. Oh, that's a sight for sore eyes, man.
No joke. And yeah, there's a shank, I believe, pushed over, and no back marks. So, you know, this is going to be 1790 to 1810.
That's an early one.
And that was pretty far down, about 6 inches. Whew, I'm happy about that.
This is where she said she found that musket ball too, wasn't it?
Yep,
On the
yeah.
ground?
Now one of the landowners said she found a musket ball over here. And he told us about 10 acres away, there's a stone-laid cistern or well that he found. So,
and arrowheads.
And arrowheads. and quartz crystals.
Yeah, that too.
This place is going to be fun. But, oh man, isn't that awesome? I can't wait to get this cleaned up later. Whew, good indicator. I'm still out in the woods here and got a 13 and dug up a very large knife. There's a big one, a little folding knife. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you that one. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not very far from that first dandy button, and I'll tell you what, I might have another one. I'm kind of surprised. Wow, that's awesome. And it's got a push down shank here, silver washed. I don't know if it's going to have anything on it. Let me get it cleaned up and we'll get a better look at it here. Pretty darn nice. Man, that's amazing. 2 of them. Well, it's silver washed, but I don't see any design on it. It's going to be a plain one. But boy, that was a flashy button back in the day. I'll tell you, another late 1700s, early 1800s button. Whew, I love it. Well, this one was ringing up 1213. I think I have another button. I'll tell you what, this is getting kind of crazy. All these buttons we're finding. But, not, oh yeah. Oh, I think it's an early duck head. Man, I like finding these. Tell you what, let me get it brushed off and I'll be right back, but I think that's what it is. Well, it's actually not a duck head. It's a Bowman Overall Company button, and it's got the archer, the man with the bow and arrow, in the center. That is very cool. Another, this is going to be pretty much the same era as those jackrabbit buttons. It's going to be 30s, 40s, could go back to 20s, but that's great. And of course it has an iron back, but that's a variety I haven't found, so I'm happy to have that. Well, all I got from this hole was a piece of garbage, but then I got a nice little bonus find. I got a nice old green marble. Very cool. Always gotta like finding marbles in the hole. Well, I'll tell you, it's just getting kind of humorous now. Got a 13, dug down, got another button, another ironback button. Probably be denim overall. Another variety. Let's see. I think it's Belk's. I'm going to get it brushed off and I'll be right back. But boy, oh boy, another button. And there it is. It is a Belk's overall denim button. Another 30s, 40s button. So all kinds of workwear and overalls. Probably the kids wore overalls to school. Very cool. Well, I'll tell you what, I may have another early relic here, and this is amazing because just a couple of weeks ago I found my first one, and now I have my second one. It's an old double bit or double-headed axe. That's pretty awesome. Wow, I've got 2 of them now. Well, Chris and I are down here at this edge of the property where the property owner told us there was a old well.
Look at that.
Yeah, boy, that's awesome, man. We don't see these in Tennessee a whole lot, at least not in our area.
Holy cow.
But it's all rock lined.
I could actually get out of that one.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm this close to it. It's not that deep. it's about, I'd say 5 to 6 feet deep. But it's beautiful. I did a really nice job lining this. So we're going to poke around here. We got an hour or 2 left, if that, and just see what we might be able to find out here. It's pretty thick, But
it is flat up here.
Yeah, it's got a nice clearing, and he told me on the other side of the creek over there is a nice flat area. And this was the old Indian trail that came down. They had an Indian village further up the hills over, and we have this cleared area here to give it a try. So usually the house would be close to the well, so we're going to see what we can find. I hope we find anything as old as that well.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I just made a pretty nice find. The well is right there, and I'm just about 10 feet from it. And got a 16, dug down about 6 inches, got an old pocket knife. Yeah, it's definitely got some pretty good age to it. Hard to tell when it was lost, but wanted to show that to you. It's a pretty nice little find. Well, this find it kind of made me chuckle here. I had someone leave a comment in the last video that he was thinking I was going to get a pocket knife, and he was right. I got that Swiss Army pocket knife for the last video, and he said, I think this week's going to be a padlock. And I said, well, make sure it's a skeleton key type. I want an old one. And guess what I just dug? It's not a complete padlock, but it's the front cover, and it has a provision for a skeleton key. And it is old. It's very old. Now this could go back to the house that was here. I had to go down pretty far, about 8 inches to get it. It was giving me a 13 on the Equinox. But how cool is that? And there you go, man. I thank you. You got me an old padlock. Well, I gotta say, I got something nice that I just found here. It's giving me about a 19, sometimes a 20, about 7 inches down. I pulled it up, and it is pretty cool. I'm hoping you'll be able to see this. Let me get it up here. Look at that. It's a one-piece concave button, very heavy, thick metal, and it's got a couple flowers, like a bouquet, on it. Just a beautiful button. Don't know if it's got a back mark on there. It's missing the shank, but probably going to put this one around the 1810, 1820 era. Just depends on what I find on the backside or don't find. So, and once again, if you guys are new to the hobby and you find these old buttons, the flat buttons without any back marks on the bottom are going to be 1790 to 1810. And if they have a back mark on the back, it's going to be 1810 to 1840s. About the end of the 1840s and 1850s, they started going to a two-piece button. So this is a great piece. I was very, very happy to find this, and I'm only about 30 feet from that well. Now, Chris said he finally got one out here.
Finally. It's been a rough day for me.
Oh, well. Just keep going. There you go. That's another early button. Really early. Any back marks?
Yeah, there's something written on it.
Yeah, 1810, 1840s.
Gold colored.
Yeah.
Something or other.
London. Maybe a London button.
That's a nice one, man.
Yeah, it is.
Rich gilt, probably.
That's awesome.
I don't think there's anything really on the...
Nope, but it was gold plated. Oh yeah, that's gonna have a real nice back mark on it. Very cool. I got another nice little relic here. It was giving me a 15, about 6-7 inches down. Finally got it out from the roots. But it's a little portion of a bean pot, cast iron. You see the little leg right there. So Chris said he found a couple pieces not too far from here. That's a nice early little relic. Well, I'm making my way through this this little Brer Rabbit territory. Chris said he had something very unique. He won't tell me what it is.
I don't know what it is yet.
That's why he won't tell me what it is. He has no clue.
All I can see is a rope pattern around the edge.
Oh, baby.
Whoops.
That is kind of cool.
Oh, I keep dropping stuff. So, wow, that's...
the more you clean it, the less I recognize it.
I do not know.
I don't either. Okay, that's just bizarre.
What is that?
I don't know.
There's some kind of... I don't know.
Well, we're going to spray it down and clean it up some more. Well, this is what it is. There's a leaf down here, and this braided rope all the way around. This came up, this was separate. It was kind of just
stuck in the middle of it.
Stuck together, yeah. And I don't know if it's a ring. I know it's kind of hard to see. The sun is starting to go down. But check out on the back of this braided rope pattern. It's got a nasty hook on the back of it. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to get that cleaned up and look at it some more. Could be early jewelry, I'm just not sure. Very unusual. But we'll give you a better look at it, and who knows, might be this week's mystery item. Well, I wanted to show you this. I just dug this up. I don't know. It could be a handmade button. It rang up at 15. I don't know if it's lead or pewter, but I'm going to get it home and get it cleaned up and see what it is. But very unusual, very crude. And it was about 7 inches down. Well, I tell you, I got another really awesome early button. It's giving me about a 14, 15, about 6, 7 inches down. Look at the size of this one. But let me bring it in a little bit. Look at the detail around the edge of that. Sort of a braided rope pattern all the way around. Slightly convex, no back marks. Definitely early 1800s, late 1700s. But what a great looking button. Yeah, we're going to be on this side again. Well, I'll tell you what, I got a 15 here. I had to go down about a foot and got this piece of copper. But I wanted to show you what else is in the hole. A little bonus find, but this really dates this site way back. Look at that blue feather edge china. That is beautiful. Really nice early piece. Yeah, I like it when I see that come out of the hole. Definitely a really cool early site. Well, I was just showing you that piece of china, and Chris called me over and said he had something interesting. We thought
it was just a chain. Well, look at that.
Oh, it does say US on it.
US right there, and then on this side too.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty early.
That,
I'm not going to say Civil War, but
no.
Pretty neat.
Wow, I tell you, nothing gets me more excited than being on an early American colonial site. And that one has some really good potential for some great finds. We might even find our first Spanish silver there. Now, Chris and I both love digging up buttons, so we were in hog heaven that day. And we cannot wait to get back on that spot in a couple weeks. Now, I hope you'll stick around just a little bit longer. I have some special historical photos honoring our great American tradition coming up in just a few seconds. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure. And I cannot wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.